Good evening. How are we, Crippy?
Yeah, good, just now.
Yeah, it's just me and Lee again, once again. Ash has wanked himself into a coma because Newcastle got a point at the San Siro. And Andy's back at work. So it's the dynamic duo, the handsome ones for a change.
The two best ones, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But how are we anyway? Had a good week?
Yeah, not bad, yeah. Obviously, I'm happy with football. I know we're definitely a lot to get into this weekend with it. So I've had a good weekend. You've had a bad weekend. But an eventful weekend as well with Everton in the takeover. So lots to discuss.
Yeah. Well, Ash is already here, lovely comment. This started well. I mean, I don't know if they noticed, but for some reason the intro wouldn't play. So I think it started with just me on the screen. But we'll get into our prediction from last week.
Yeah.
Headphones are back. Yes, they are.
They're
the
back.
one and only Jack Kenny, if he does come in. But early kick-off on Saturday. Not too bad.
Wolves were unlucky as well. They played really well. They had a really good first half against Liverpool, but like teams can do, they can just turn it around in the second half and then correct what they were getting wrong. And they were pretty good second half. Liverpool, much more effective. So good win for them.
Yeah, just deadly on the counter attack. That's the thing.
Their attack's so good. It is. They've got so many good forward players. So that's going to be the difference this season. Their midfield's still a bit, they're still working things out there. But when it comes to attack, they're as good as anyone.
Yeah. Left it late.
We weren't good at all. I had got a mate, he's a Villa fan, talked to him at football today, and I said to him, we got lucky, and he's like, yeah, we did, we really did. He's obviously happy with the win as well, but Palace were a good rally for the win, until late we kind of woke up again. But yeah, a bit of a nervy game that was. Just glad we.
I liked Duran's goal.
Hell of a
very,
goal.
Very
instinctive
good
as well, wasn't it?
So
really good.
Yeah. Boring game.
Yeah. Luton didn't do badly though. I will say. I think I've got them on the docket actually to talk about. So yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, they're not bad now. Speaking of bad,
don't think. I mean, none of us had a Brighton win, but ridiculous.
If it was at Brighton, I'd probably have gone for a home win or maybe a draw. But yeah, never would I think they'd win at Old Trafford.
Not that easy as well. Like it was convincing.
Oh, yeah, it was shocking.
Another late one as well. There he is, the goal.
Yeah.
Pigeon.
Yeah, there he is. It was a good header, to be fair. Hell of a header.
I mean, he came on and set up the winner as well.
Exactly, yeah. And you can see that after the game, someone was pushing into the crowd to say, come on, get your adulation, you deserve this. So this might be a turning point for him.
I mean, Ash is still a bit angry because I put Richarlison scored in the chat, but that's what it is. I mean, 3 correct scores. Come on, Crispy.
Yeah. I know. I got too scared because I respect West Ham. They're good this season. I didn't think they'd score 3, but yeah, Haaland could have had a hat trick. Mind could have scored maybe 4 goals. There's so many chances. So yeah, they were pretty good. Yeah, not convincing on Newcastle. I'll say that.
No, I mean the goal from the penalty, which wasn't a penalty. They had a goal disallowed, which probably shouldn't have been disallowed. So
yeah,
either way, they put itself out. But yeah,
they deserve one of the two.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's just annoying. Yeah. Like I said to Ash before we came on, like obviously our game against Fulham, we had a goal disallowed for the same thing that Newcastle did, and then we didn't get a penalty. But that's where it is. Yeah, just a little bit lucky, but
it was
your own luck. Absolute game of the season.
Yeah. Bloody Chelsea. So I've really seen the highlights of that game, but my God, they're not great to watch right now, are they? They had one shot that hit the post, and that was it. That was the best they had all game. Shocking.
I had it on, and it was literally just background TV in the end because I was just so bored. I mean, speaking of bored, speaking of bored, I was bored of this next one as well.
Yeah. That's got to hurt though, because you really put a performance in as well.
Good defensive, okay defensive performance, but just boring.
Yeah, I said you didn't pose much of a threat attacking wise, but you stayed in the game, which is all that counts. It's a tough team, Arsenal. And I felt you made a good account of yourselves. You had the odd breakaway, but that's tough.
Last night,
I called that one. Yeah, I'll take that.
It should have been Burnley 2-1 at the end. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, agreed. VAR
though, isn't it? VAR at the end of the day.
Hudson-Odoi's goal was lovely.
Very,
Ash is
very
still in
good.
the lead.
Yeah,
Damn it.
I mean, I think my downfall here is just going to be that I'm going to back Everton, even though I shouldn't.
I think so. I think at least 3 weeks. Yeah, they've cost you.
But Kevin's in the chat. Yeah, he did look today. To be fair, tonight, Milan had quite a few chances, but oh well, take a point, don't you?
Because obviously Newcastle aren't in the best form right now, are they? So
there he is, big JK. Why are there only two of us? Well, Ash has wanked himself into a coma because, like I said, Milan, they got themselves a point, and Andy's at work.
Literally for you, Jack. Literally got them for you, mate.
Just
the only person who wants to see him.
But what do you want to start then, Crippy?
Well, I was watching match today, and hello, Kevin. And I was just going to watch basically game by game. I was filling the docket of things. So Man United was the first thing on the docket. So yeah, Ten Hag and all that nonsense going on.
I mean, he's under pressure, isn't he? At the end of the day,
big pressure. Yeah, big pressure.
How much has he spent in the summer? And I mean, Andy's favourite thing is obviously get the Norwich scarves out. It's true, but you can't keep blaming the owners. Can't keep blaming the Glazers at the end of the day.
They had a really bad. I think we said enough times in this pod that they had a bad summer where we saw Mason Mount. We're like, yeah, and then they're like that Haaland guy. And it's like, okay, he's all right. And then it's like Amrabat. And it's like, yeah, Reguilon. Yeah, this isn't a good summer. Not a good window at all. They didn't really address every position. They're still stuck with like McTominay, Martial. Obviously, Maguire stayed and whatnot. So you look at the squad, you think you're not better than last season. So if you're not going forward, you're going backwards in the Premier League. And clearly, there's been some issues behind the scenes because they're not even trying. They're not even pressing the ball. They're not enjoying it. Rashford looks like he doesn't want to pass to anyone. He just wants to try and do it all himself, and he's not playing well right now either. So it doesn't look like a happy camper at Man United.
No, I mean the other issue behind the scenes is Sancho as well.
Yeah, that shows just harmony, doesn't it?
They had some talks in the end. Well, he's with the reserves now, isn't
he? Yeah, so that went well. I said before, if you're playing well, you train. You know, if you're training well, you play. So like, you're not going to state your case by getting angry at the manager saying, "Oh, what you said is wrong" in public. That's going to get kicked out of the team. You got to prove it on the pitch, prove it in the training ground.
I mean, I do want to kind of agree with Ash, but I also agree with your point. Ten Hag does seem to be like, well, it's the biscuit, it's my way or the highway. But you know what I mean? He's got the talent. Put him on the bench at least. You know what I mean?
I will defend him though because I actually do like Ten Hag as a manager, and I think he's getting a lot of criticism now as if he's a bad coach, like he didn't do what he did with Ajax and last season at Man United. So
very, very good at Ajax.
It's a mess at United right now, and he just has to fix it. And if he's given the time to, he will fix it. But if the pressure mounts on him, obviously it's going to be, if United finish outside of the top four, which they could well do at this rate, people are going to want his head. Not thinking about, look at Arteta, look at Klopp. They were given 3 seasons before you really saw signs of the club moving forward. And if you believe Ten Hag is the right guy, you have to back him, even if he falls out with players. You have to say, okay, we still think we have the right coach in charge, and if a player doesn't meet his standards, they can leave. That's what the prospective owners will have to do.
Well, you bring up Arteta, it's the perfect example. Like, he started off pretty bad at Arsenal.
Yeah,
obviously they were asking for his head, and a year later they challenged for the title. And I mean, it looked very good against us on the weekend, but not being honest, it was us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So can't really say that they were world beaters, but give him time, and Ten Hag can obviously try and build a team if he gets his players in that he wants. Yeah, like Ashley said there, Maguire, Sancho, Ronaldo falling out of them, but Ronaldo. Maguire could have left, but obviously he just didn't want to. And yeah. I mean, it is funny, and I saw this as well. Rio was a hypocrite.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, how many times were Newcastle fans told you guys you don't have it that badly? Mike Ashley still spends money. What are you talking about? And now they're crying that a third world country, Man United, and it's like, no, you spent the money. Yeah, it's not. You're not had a great summer. I'll admit that, but you're acting like the Glazers are like the Oysters of Blackpool and whatever. That they're not even putting any money in at all. It's absolute nonsense. You have to take some responsibility and just say we're not doing well.
Well, there was a clip that I saw. I think it might have been after the United game that came up on Twitter, and it was Rio going on about. It was an old clip of Rio rather about Newcastle fans saying he should be thanking Mike Ashley. He went down. He spent 50 million on a striker, got his up, got his Rafa Benitez, this and that. It's like, come on, really?
Yeah. And now look at him. Look at Gary Neville. Exactly. Exactly, Kevin. Perfect timing. It's so embarrassing. Every time Man United lose a couple of games, you just see all the Glazers. It all comes up and starts trending. They talk about the takeover, and it probably is destructive. But also, you're a football club. You're not the only club to have gone through a takeover at the same time you're trying to win games or whatever. But Man United act like they're so hard done by. They don't realize how good they do have it. They've got owners there that will probably leave eventually, but they've had all the pieces in place to be successful, and it's just not gone right this season. Last season, there was no talk about. There was talk, but less talk about how badly run they were because they were succeeding on the pitch. But now they're losing games that seem to be treated as, it's because of the bad ownership. That's why we're losing. And it's like, well, let's look at the squad. Let's look at the man management, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, the other side of the coin, Brighton, they were class.
And look how cheap their squad was. I don't know if you saw that picture from that. Yeah. Unreal, wasn't it?
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's mad. Like, they just spawn just random players and managers. Like, I'd never heard of the Zebri or Zerbi.
No, same.
Do you know what I mean? Never heard of him.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, if he continues as it is, he's probably going to be Chelsea manager next year. In 2 months. Do you know what I mean? It's mad.
Yeah.
But some of just the way they're playing, it's the same philosophy all the way. And that's the thing that they've got nailed on at the club. Whoever's in charge of the recruitment side, it's like, right, this is what we want. This is how they're playing under 18s, under 21s, first team, and this is what we're doing. And,
it's bold.
Yeah. But the goal from Pascal Gross, filth.
Oh. He's having a great time this season as well, isn't he?
And then sitting Martinez on his ass, it's just brilliant.
I know. So confident. And
nice guy.
Even seeing Ansu Fati come on was like insane, because I was thinking, this shows how far Brighton have gone. They're not only just selling their players for like 100 mil, they're actually signing players from Barcelona who are legitimately good players. Like Fati is a good player, so he should have scored as well when he came on. We'll definitely see more of him this season. Everything's going right for Brighton. I thought they're going to tail off eventually. They may well yet in a year or whatever, but right now they're having a class season, looking like a top 16 easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's fun and games at the end of the day. Obviously, we're all laughing at United, but if I was it's a similar situation at our club, but it's not fun for the fan, is it, at the end of the day? But it's fun for everybody else to laugh at.
Yeah.
Chelsea in the worst position. I mean,
I agree.
We'll get on to them afterwards, but spending over $1 million, and it's. I put it in. I mean, we'll go on to them now. Actually, I put in their squad on Sunday, and I looked at the bench. It's just ridiculous.
Garbage,
they have 2 keepers as well.
Yeah, 2 keepers and 3 players I've never heard of before. Absolute garbage.
I know, obviously, they've got a couple of injuries, but you can't be spending that much money and not being able to put a team together that, no disrespect to Bournemouth, they only just survived last year.
Yeah.
They should be, do you know what I mean? Just taking them apart.
I'm always mindful about injuries as well, because we said about Haaland, how he had injuries at Dortmund, and then Man City have spent so much time looking at his diet, what he's doing outside of football, and he's not had an issue. He's barely missed a game. So I always wonder, like, what's going on when you get 10 players all injured with little muscle injuries? Are you not getting the training? Are you not getting the intensity right? That you're pushing players too much, or are you not diagnosing them properly or something? Because that's it. I get you can get unlucky sometimes, but it does seem odd that a team that should have all the facilities in place to look after the well-being of players and to know their levels before an injury could occur, somehow have, I think 9 or 10 players out injured with all muscle knocks and whatever. It does seem really strange.
They probably do the same training sessions we do, Royal Rumbles and just things like that. That's what seems to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well, it's one of them. Who's running the club or who's making the signings? Because obviously Poch has already said some of the signings he's not even made.
No, he definitely doesn't have much to say.
That's when it goes wrong.
Yeah, like Palmer. That's not a Poch player. Not a Poch player at all. So I don't know what. I don't know where
right, okay, he's homegrown. City don't want him. Right, we'll just get him.
Just threw 50 million at him.
Yeah.
And I said this about I can't remember what player it was, but I think it might have been Matt or whatever. But that will never be a bad deal for Man City because there's no way Palmer's going to have the career of a 50 mil player in the future. He's a good young talent for sure, but he's going to have to be world class for 5-6 years for Man City to go, oh, we've made a mistake. I just don't think that's going to happen, especially not in that Chelsea team.
Direct profit for City as well because he's academy.
Absolutely, yeah.
In terms of FFP, it's like, yeah, laughing. It's all right. You give us 50 million for him, we'll just go and get Doku. Do you know what I mean?
They've had a great summer. They've really had a great summer. They replaced Mahrez with Doku. They've replaced Gundogan with Kovacic from Chelsea, ironically, and they got that Guardiola centre back to replace Laporte. So they've had a really good summer. They've replaced every player that was key, and they look great this season. Chelsea look awful. Yeah, it's like playing with Chelsea on Football Manager. You just go for the stats. Oh, this guy's got this, that. Throw money at them. Don't even try to negotiate a lower deal and see if it all works. Don't ask the manager what he wants. Just sign players you think are good. And
they're just doing what
it's not going to go well.
They sort of did when they first got took over by Abramovich. It's like whoever's linked with whoever's just going to buy them just for the sake of. I don't want Arsenal having them.
Signing Lavia as well as Casado seems so strange to me because I swear that like Casado's obviously a good ball and box-to-box player, but Lavia could also play a bit higher up as well. So they're signing players. Even that there's that I can't remember, I don't want to say Ugochukwu, but it's a similar something to that. He's like a defensive midfielder. They've got multiple players that are playing a similar role on the pitch. So I have no idea. Yeah. He played against. He played on the weekend. I don't know how they're going to balance that all out because they've got multiple players in the same position that all want to play, and they aren't going to be happy to sit on the bench. So it's an accident waiting to happen.
But then the bad thing is as well, they've got rid of so much in the summer as well, like so much.
And obviously, like Havertz and Kovacic. Kovacic probably should have kept, but Havertz didn't do well at Chelsea. They made money for him. But yeah, they've got like Mudryk. They paid God knows how much for. Was it 80 odd or whatever? Maybe He's just been appalling, hasn't he? He wasn't bad on the weekend.
I feel like that was the case of Arsenal wants him.
We'll get him in first.
Here's an extra 5 million. We'll go and get him instead.
Yeah, I think Arsenal fans are saying on Twitter as well that if Arsenal had signed him, he'd have been doing as well as Trossard has. Whereas if Chelsea signed Trossard, he'd be doing as badly as Modric has. The culture's just all wrong at Chelsea right now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, confidence is everything. Obviously, you go into a club that's full of confidence, and I reckon Modric is a good player at the end of the day.
Clearly, yeah.
And if you give him time, he probably will come good.
Yeah,
but it's one of them at the end of the day. It's Chelsea.
And it's insane that they can't score. It is. They can't score a goal, and they've got so many attackers in that one team, and they just kind of put in the back of the net. Sterling looks top as well now as well. It's like I thought he was going to have a better season because he looked like he was on it, training hard, and they just look defeated already. They already know they've got nothing ready to play for. Yeah, they've not got Europe, but they don't look like a top 6 team right now, do they? So it's going to be just a crap campaign for them.
Well, it's bad because I think I put them in the top 4.
I didn't think I had them to finish outside of the top 6 or whatever. I thought they might be up there, but I wasn't. I thought Arsenal and Liverpool would be the ones to challenge Man City.
Yeah, well, obviously we were linked with him before. I think it was last summer, was it maybe? We were in talks and we agreed a fee with Shakhtar Donetsk to buy him. And he was like, actually, no, I don't want to go. Which was fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, they waited, they got another 60 million for him. Can't complain.
Yeah.
What's next? So, obviously, this weekend, North London derby. Tottenham came back. Late show, like we said. Richarlison, the GOAT, coming on, changing the game. Real deal. That's what you've put.
Tottenham. Tottenham. I think Tottenham could be. They have done this before. They had a good start and they just tailed off weirdly. So we have to be mindful of that. I don't think they're going to challenge for the title, but they do look good under Ange. And Ange does seem like the kind of manager where he's got the love of the players already. Great to see Richarlison score again, because if he gets his confidence and can score one every other game, then you kind of replace Kane. You come close to replacing Kane. Obviously, Maddison will add some goals to that team too. So to come from behind to score late shows a really good character in that team. It shows that they've got that winning mentality rather than giving up and just throwing in the towel. Especially at home, they've got some pride at home. So I think Tottenham could be a tricky team to watch. Obviously, they look like they're going to have a better season than Chelsea right now, don't they, Tottenham? And
absolutely.
Sure, as much as I thought they would struggle losing Kane, it's kind of galvanised them in a way to make sure they got goals coming from other players. So
it's one of them because everyone thinks obviously they were just a one-man team with Kane. Obviously, yeah, Son's class and whoever else they have, but not that they're limited with Kane, but that's their go-to. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now he's gone, players like obviously Son, we know he's good. Madison can flourish. For Charlton, if he actually comes to, can flourish. Kulusevski can flourish. They've got all these players that can actually, I'm going to take it by the horns.
We can trust other they can trust other players to put the ball back in the net. So they look good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
There was a few games on the weekend like that where a team went 1-0 down and won 3-1. I suppose there's like 2 or 3 times that happened this weekend. So the big teams were doing that.
Well, I mean, obviously, opposite side, Arsenal. It was a training session against us. Not gonna lie.
Got the ball.
It was 4-4. I think he is at Bayern.
I put him in the dock.
Playing tomorrow against United, so should be fun.
Oh, I'd love it if he scored.
But Arsenal. It was a training session. It was that easy. It was so annoying the goal we conceded though from corner. 30 seconds it took them to take it, but the passing in between it. And the biggest annoyance as well is Trossard. He's not hit it perfect, but he's hit it how he has to hit it. Because if he connects it properly, it doesn't go in.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the only way we were going to get beat.
Yeah. Because you're penned in, but you weren't conceding. And the worst thing about that goal is they showed on match today that I think 3 times Trossard was free. He kept on breaking away when the corner was played, and no Everton player picked him up. And then the 3rd time that happened, they paid for it. So that was something that will annoy Dyche because players need to be smart on the pitch and spot things that teams are doing. And you never want a team to play a short corner because it'll open you up. Obviously, Everton is set up a specific way from corners to head them out or whatever. The minute you have to then come out and challenge the ball, you're going to have players out of position, and that's how the goal came from. Just moving players around that little bit of movement.
Yeah, well, I think they had some like 7 or 8 corners, and every corner, it took them 20 seconds to take it. There was 2 stood there on the ball, and then we knew what they were doing, but we just couldn't do anything about it. And obviously, the goal, like I said, it came, but you said Trossard, who's unmarked 3 times. Everton fans have been kicking off on Twitter. Absolutely.
I can imagine.
But Onan is now the one that they're after. Apparently, it was his fault, but you can't mark 2 players at the same time. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? They're going to do that to teams, and it's Everton fans. That's it. But like Kev said, we've lost 1-0. I won't take a 1-0 loss, but I'm glad it was only 1-0 because we're not playing very good at the moment. But goal difference wise, it's okay.
Keeps doing it, yeah. Sure.
At the end of the day, it's okay. But we play Brentford on Saturday. Then we've got using the cup, and then Luton at home. I think it is
4 points needed from there, don't you? I think.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And that's the issue. I mean, if we don't beat Luton at home, I said it before, we should have got rid of at the end of the season. Said thanks for your efforts. Here you go. Here's your little money. But the way things have been coming out on Twitter at the moment is we're so fucked with money. We can't even afford to pay him off.
Well, the reality is, if Everton were playing to their potential, Dyche wouldn't be the manager. Dyche has got the job because Everton was struggling. You'd never see Dyche take charge when Michael Silva was there when they had that one-class season. Everton, that wouldn't happen, would it? So he's there because he can kind of handle when the chips are down. He obviously had that with Burnley a lot. He was used to not having much money, and he made the most of it. But it's hard because if he hasn't got every player sort of firing on all cylinders as well, they are going to struggle. And I do think you made a decent account of yourself against Arsenal, but it's another game you've lost. Like you say, if Brentford and Luton come around and you don't get a winner under your belt, who are you going to start beating if not?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. So, that is the worry. At the end of the day, he's not had a full strength side yet. That's the only thing going for him. But Ashley Young on set pieces, please. He's so bad.
He used to be good.
He used to be good like 10 years ago. But he's 39 years of age now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's ridiculous. He shouldn't be taking our set pieces. But
it's a shame. You start losing to become a habit, do you?
No. But the
Because they showed you against
he should
Arsenal
be a
last
bit
season.
part player. He shouldn't be playing.
I agree. Yeah, I
first
agree.
choice left back or right back. He should be
Yeah.
coming on as a sub to like right, someone with a head.
Yeah.
Say obviously Patterson or Mikalenko's been booked, right? Bring him on. He knows what to do. Slow down the game. Waste a bit of time. Things like that. That's what he needs to do. But he's played every game this season. It's like he's 39 years of age. Ridiculous.
But obviously, he sold Junior to us, and he never. Who was the replacement? So when he let Junior go for us. So what's his deal? Because he's not. He seems to be like he seems to split the fan base.
I mean, I like Mikalenko. He's a good defensive player. He's not the best going forward, but again, it's annoying because we sold Digne to use, and then 2 days later, sacked Rafa Benitez. It's like, well, work brains, come on.
Yeah.
Like, got rid of our best creative player in James Rodriguez in the summer. Sigurdsson was on a charge, so he wasn't playing. And then lost Luca Digne, our only creative player.
Yeah. And he's been good. He had a good start with us this season as well. We're finally appreciating him again now.
Well, he knows how to put the ball in the box.
Yeah.
Obviously, he sets up Duran's goal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All I can picture is him on the left hand side with Beto or Calvert-Lewin in the box, and it's just it'd be class. But unfortunately, shit for Brennan's in charge of the club. But
you had Calvert-Lewin come back, didn't you, as well? So that's a good sign. He came off the bench, I think, didn't he, Calvert-Lewin?
Yeah, he came off the bench with a mask on, thinking he was Zorro.
Yeah, I know. It's weird seeing him in that. Yeah, he's still obviously going to be a bit rusty, but that is a good sign he's back at least because obviously can't be over reliant on Beto. He's still working things out, isn't he? So yeah, it's
of course. That's mean he's new to the league, but I wouldn't mind to see a 4-4-2.
Oh yeah. Just trying to get some goals.
Mike Bassett, Everton are playing 4-4-2.
It's because they showed your last 7 home games. I think you scored 2 goals. So it does beg the argument. Well, if we're not scoring anyway, why not be more bold? Because we're just losing games when we're trying to play tighter. Why not just go for it and say, let's give the opposition something to worry about?
I mean, my dad asked me on the weekend, would you not go 4-4-2? I was like, no, we can't. I mean, we're already conceding in midfield to Arsenal. We can't just let them have free reign. They already had. Do you know what I mean? But it's what it is. At the end of the day, like I said, we got Brentford on the weekend. It's not going to be easy, but it's doable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No disrespect to Brentford, but as an Everton fan, it's Brentford. And then we've got obviously using the cup. Cup's cup. Depends on what team we put out. And we have to beat Luton. There's no ifs about about it. We have to beat Luton.
Because Dyche wants to keep his job, so he has to think, well, kind of need to do something now as well, because I'm going to get a lot of pressure on my back if we don't.
Yeah. But the other thing is we need stability. And with our current takeover, I don't know what's going on.
Messy. Very messy. Can't even get that right.
We can't get anything right.
No.
I mean, it's just, if I don't cry, I'll laugh. If I don't laugh, rather, I'll cry. Because it's just so bad.
It is weird. This is the thing. You obviously got so many gripes with Everton, and this is one where it's like, this is so justified as well. It's like, you've got no controllers. You've been taken over, and Mashiri doesn't tell anyone. He just sells up straight away. Doesn't inform the shareholders, the fan supporters group, And it's like, what? As a fan, you must think, is this real?
Well, it's not been done yet. This is the thing. Obviously, it has to go through all the rights and all that.
Yeah.
Like the Premier League checks. So it
but
could
the statement went out, didn't it? Yeah.
But like the shareholders came out and was like, we literally got an email, and then a minute later it broke on Sky Sports News. It's like, oh, great. But that just says everything what's going on at the club. It's ridiculous. For sure. Next up, we'll talk about Villa. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, we
were dispute. Chris Richards foul and Watkins led to the penalty.
Yeah. Some people don't think it was a foul. Some people do. I'm trying to think back to what had actually happened.
I can't remember the penalty now.
No, I can't remember if he was tripped or it was. I think he slid in on Watkins, and they gave it because we scored from it. But it was controversial. I think I recall Palace probably had a right to feel aggrieved about that.
Did he go Palace to the screen?
I think so, yeah. And they thought it was going to be overturned, but he stuck with it. Yeah. So I was trying to think back. What Chris Richards done now. But I've barely got the information. But yeah, we did get lucky in that game. Fortune favoured us. But like I say, sometimes it does even itself out. Where we'll have another week where it doesn't go for us. But yeah.
No, definitely. interesting.
Well, that'll never happen, will it? Kane's already said, I think it came out that Kane would have joined Man United if he was given assurances by Tottenham that he'd be allowed to leave. He clearly knew that Levy wasn't going to play ball. So the minute Bayern came in, he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gone. I
might throw a turn on Spurs to win the FA Cup or Carabao Cup now.
Not bad, right?
Because Kane's left, the jinx is gone.
It would be pretty funny. It was obviously funny when
joined
Bayern
for the final. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they lost it. Yeah,
it's funny. But,
and they're level with Leverkusen. Leverkusen are looking, they might run them close this season as things stand as well. So Bayern might actually have a challenger for a change.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Dortmund, they threw in the last game of the season, annoyingly.
Completely balled it, yeah. So Bayern weren't all there, were they?
No. But, I mean, in the Newcastle game, we already touched on it. Callum Wilson had a goal disallowed. Have you seen it? Or
Yeah.
Do you agree with the decision? Should it have been disallowed? Or
I did feel for him, to be honest. I did. They and then the Anthony Gordon one was annoying because they felt that Wilson was hard done by, but then the Anthony Gordon one wasn't a penalty that was given. So I was torn with it watching too. I'm still I watched it so many times and tried to make a decision. What do you think of it?
I mean, it shouldn't have been disallowed. But
it
also wasn't a penalty. And I said to Ash straight away, I was like, I've put it in the chat. It's not because it's Anthony Gordon, but it's not a penalty. His legs had gone before the contact even come, but the ball's even also out of play. That was the problem.
Yeah.
And obviously I spoke to Ash before, and he's like, the more and more I'm watching it, I can see it like it's not a penalty. But at the end of the day, it was given with.
Yeah. Because the Wilson one was the goalkeeper that went down like a sack of shit, wasn't it? Was that the right one? I'm thinking a different game. Yeah. So that was pathetic because, and that's why I also put on the thing about goalkeepers getting way too much. We let goalkeepers off too much because it felt that he didn't do anything to impede the goalkeeper, but yet went down, made an absolute hash of the ball that came in. So that felt very harsh that he was penalised for that. But yeah, the Anthony Gordon one's interesting because when a defender dives in, pulls out, but takes out the player, the penalty's still given. But because the goalkeeper's done it, people want to give more sort of sympathy to the goalkeeper. So I'm always torn on what is the letter of the law going to be with those kind of incidents, because there was contact. He absolutely wanted the contact. Gordon did, but they do get given, don't they? Kane made a pretty career out of it, and Ashley Young did as well.
We actually rewind 2 weeks ago for Slobosly's penalty for Liverpool.
Yeah,
he got given one. After Rashford got given one, and on the weekend Maddison didn't get given one.
Yeah,
I mean, they all made a meal of it, but it's, do you know what I mean? It literally is check and badge.
Yeah, until referees say on VAR, if we see this, we're just not going to give them. Stop giving them, and then players are going to have to stop throwing themselves embarrassingly at every trying to bait the referee into giving something. But they won't. They're going to be inconsistent with it. Where some weeks you'll get it for you, some weeks you won't. Yeah,
well, I mean, we've got the worst refs in Europe, Kev, not gonna lie. They're so bad. And the referees in the Champions League just don't take shit. The Milan captain got booked because of the way he was speaking to the referee, and he was just stood there, stone cold face, like, not ask me, yellow card.
I think McBurney got booked as well for dissent when he had that sort of wrestling thing on that player, and then he shouted at the ref. The ref was like, "No, straight away,"
Yeah.
Because you see it now, they're still crowding the ref, and I don't see enough yellow cards being given out. So already they're kind of forgetting that they need to do this more. If a player runs up to you, get the fucking card out.
Pickford did get away with one-ish. He was given the Lionel.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I say a bit of lip, but obviously we can all lip.
Yeah.
So he probably could have got a yellow card for that, but he didn't. Probably because it was a Lionel.
I think so.
Obviously, you want to talk about Luton, so we'll get on to them.
Yeah, because I've been harsh on Luton. I said that they are struggling, and I think they're going to go down. But they were really good against Fulham. They made a good account of themselves. They just struggle with. I like that striker Carlton Morris, but he's just not very quick. So when he gets the ball, he's not good at taking the ball in his stride and running with it. He needs some pace around him. So that was really something they suffered with against Fulham, because they had a breakaway a couple of times, but he just wasn't quick enough to do something with it. He had to wait for support to come in. But I do think they're going to get results soon. The way they're playing, they will get points on the board. Obviously, they're not going to lose every game this season. It's just it was that they're timing it well for the Everton game. But yeah, I do think they've got a bit about them that they're starting to learn the league a bit more now, and I think they've got a bit about them. So yeah, I'll give them some credit.
Well, what do you reckon? Worse than Derby's before? Oh, Derby's 07-08 season.
That's hard to match, though, isn't it?
It is
Derby
hard
was
to
bad.
match.
Yeah.
I hope so, because it'll be funny. But that's what it is. But I also want to put this up. The worst ref I've ever seen.
You hate Cleaner.
I despise him. If I saw him, I don't want to ever be locked in a room with him. That's all I'm saying. If you wonder why, Kev, it's YouTube, Everton versus Villarreal, and you'll see why. Duncan Ferguson disallowed goal, and it's absolute scandalous.
I have to let that one out.
I'm fuming.
Yeah.
Brought it all back to
me.
Absolutely, yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But obviously last night, a bit of VAR as well. Burnley had a winner disallowed for handball on Sanderberg.
Yeah.
Very, very harsh. And
it was.
On Monday Night Football was Brentford's manager, Thomas Frank. And he's like, no, it's not valid. Yeah. It's not handball, rather.
Yeah, agreed. I was really surprised it was given because I swear they've been trying to not give those. Remember, they stopped the rule about giving every handball, and they were trying to say no, it's if the hand moves to the board or whatever. You know, if there's motion, deliberate motion, and if you're getting an advantage, I thought that was the whole point. So I was really surprised that they gave that against him because it looked like it. He was running with the ball bounces up, and it like sort of skims. I think it skimmed his like bicep or his arm, something like that as well. It seemed really harsh. I
mean, the biggest issue I had with it was they kept slowing it down. It's like, no. Play it in real time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not looking for frame by frame if it's touched his arm. Yeah. It has touched his arm, but it's not on purpose.
Yeah, it really did seem...
Use his shoulders sort of thing, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I felt for them for that one. Obviously, they need to win, so yeah, it was cruel.
I mean, the other thing which made me laugh is Burnley have had 2 red cards now from VAR. From the referee going to the screen as well. The striker got sent off. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Wait, who got sent off for Burn? Lyle Taylor, was it?
Yeah.
Not Lyle. Yeah, because he thought he'd scored and then he got sent off at the end, didn't he? For thing is, I haven't seen it properly. I know he like hit the other player and the player went down.
So at first view, I thought, no, he's just tried to, throw him off. But then
same. I thought the same.
He showed on Monday Night Football, and he's proper Duncan Ferguson, and I was like, definitely a red card. Yeah, definitely a red.
But yeah.
But yeah.
I think I remembered also. I think I remembered the Chris Richards foul. I wonder, was it the one where he slides in, and it looks like he takes the ball at the end, but I think he went through Watkins. I've remembered now. This is a dispute because they're arguing in the studio that he took the ball first, but when you actually watch the challenge, he slides in, gets Watkins, then the ball, and I think that was why it was given. So I did agree with that, but I could also see why they're complaining because they're arguing that there was contact on the ball before the contact with Watkins. It was very close, but I think my mind finally worked then. So.
I mean, whenever I'm watching any game and I see one in our game, Gabriel, Beto literally try and hold him off, went down, screaming, holding his face, and the referee, third place, was just stood there and laughed and said to get up.
Yeah.
Book him.
Yeah, I agree. I've said this.
Because he was rolling around, holding his face.
Yeah. For theatrics.
They kicked it out to play at the end.
Yeah.
And book him. The only thing is annoying is if he'd sent Beto off, obviously, from first view, and then obviously went to VAR. But actually, you know what? No, he would have booked him. But what makes me laugh is obviously Andy's saying the game's gone soft. I would love to see him against Duncan Ferguson. Obviously, talking about Taylor giving an elbow, he would probably get an elbow, or Shearer. You know what I mean? But they'd absolutely bully them. But obviously,
I agree to book him.
Arteta talking about two goalkeepers want to make subs during the game.
Yes, on the call about this. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if he does it because it's a confidence spot at the end of the day. If you're Ramsdale or Raya and like see your name come up on the board with 10 minutes to go, it's like sounds like you don't trust me to see the game out.
It is weird because we're not used to it with the goalkeepers, but when we talk about goalkeepers, they always go, "Oh, there's a goalkeepers unit. They all train together." It actually makes more sense because goalkeepers there isn't obviously they want to play as much as they can, but they back themselves and their teammates. So they're all about the goalkeepers unit. They take care of one another. And if a goalkeeper makes a mistake, they're trying to back their teammate. They're not trying to shit on them or whatever. So it does make sense in a way to sub a goalkeeper if you think it's right for the game, because they should be able to take it as they're closer with goalkeepers than other players. But obviously, it's going to be a big deal. There's no one does it. This is something Pep doesn't even do. So Arteta is kind of reinventing the wheel here. But I do like
Holland
it. Because I do like it.
Euros or the World Cup where
obviously
they subbed on Cruel for the penalties. But then I remember a podcast with Tim Howard. Obviously, it was his last season for us, and he played all the home games, and Roberts played all the away games towards the end of the season. Yeah. And he's turned around and said, "So the goalkeepers union," obviously he's like, "That's bullshit." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Obviously I'm on the bench and I'm seeing Robles and goal. Camera comes to me and I'm like, oh yeah, I hope he does well." In my head, I'm like, I hope he concedes 5. I hope we get beat. At the end of the day, obviously I want to play football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And don't blame him, but like I said, if it comes to it and Arteta makes a decision to take off Raya and put on Ramsdale, and then he has a Conga straight away.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Media gonna.
Obviously, it can happen with anyone. Obviously, you can do it with a centre back taking off. Jesus and bringing on, I don't know, Saliba, and he scores no goal. Exactly. But it's not the same with a goalkeeper, is it?
It's because you're basically saying, "I think I'm really smart." When you change a goalkeeper, you go, "I think I'm really clever here. I'm trying to be a clever dick." And like I say, if it goes wrong, you're going to get laughed at forever. So
scored against Bolton thanks to the win. Yeah. And I mean, one keeper I'm scoring past as well was Peter Schmeichel for use, and then he conceded 20 seconds later. I love that. But speaking of, but Harry Maguire, is he a scapegoat?
Yeah, a little bit, but he's also not playing well. That's why he's not playing for England. If Southgate wanted to back him for England, he'd start him, but he's not. He recognises he's not good. Good
I have no sympathy for him. I have no sympathy.
I've got sympathy for the abuse, because I think it's disproportionate.
Oh yeah, no, you don't deserve. No one deserves abuse. But at the end of the day, I said it last week. Southgate could have come out and said, "Look, Harry, if you want to play for England, you need to move." He could have gone to West Ham twice, and he's turned them down. Fair enough, obviously he's on more money at United, but accept whatever payoff they've been giving you. You only get one career as a footballer, and he's hated as it is. Do you know what I mean?
You might have a chance of playing for United the way they're defending mine as well. So I kind of see why he's saying. He thinks, well, I'm not playing right now, but I don't think the players in front of me are that good. You saw how
Martinez. But this is the thing. Like, if I'm Maguire, obviously, I can look. You can look at it from that point of view. But then, like, well, no, I should be playing, and then I'll move to West Ham and be like, yeah, this is how good I am. And then everyone's like, well, they shouldn't have left United actually, because Martinez he's not all that, or Varane's too injury prone, and I don't know who else they have at centre back. Lindelof.
Lindelof, yeah. It's the risk though, because I get if you're inconsistent, but you're at a club like Man United, it's easier for England prospects to stay there than it is to reinvent yourself at a lower club. Because obviously West Ham aren't a top half team every season. They'll have one good season every 3 or 4. So I can imagine Maguire thinks, well, I'm probably better off staying at United, trying to get some games when I can, than risking it at West Ham. Because what if West Ham have a bad season? He'll look even worse in that West Ham team if they're terrible. So I can imagine he's kind of thinking it's easier to be a smaller cog, the small fish in a bigger pond, than it is to be a big fish in a small pond sometimes in football. So maybe that's his thinking. He still thinks I could go to West Ham as a last resort, but I want to see if I'm completely finished at Man United yet.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also, we've already touched on Southgate. He has protection.
He got it wrong, didn't he? He tried to be clever, bring him on.
Both of them hadn't played a minute.
Yeah,
and somehow get into the team. No one's mentioned Haaland's miss yet.
Oh, he missed like 3 or 4. Yeah, he should have scored 4 goals that day.
He should have scored 3 or 4, but at the end of the day, they still won. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, if it was obviously Sterling had quite a few chances at City that he missed. There was ones at Burnley and I can't remember, maybe Bournemouth or something. They're the ones that cost you titles at the end of the day.
Yeah,
didn't at the end, but could have, because they didn't win the game because of them. So like, if
Haaland's got 43 goals,
if City hadn't have won, if City hadn't have won, then obviously we could talk about it. But
Yeah.
He's just a freak, isn't he?
That's the thing. They've got that Doku who scored a nice solo goal. He looks lively. He had a really bad touch for the West Ham goal, heavy touch, and they scored from the counter. But just again, he looks really good. He looks like Mahrez 6 years ago, just full of running. But he's actually different to Mahrez because he likes to go beyond, whereas Mahrez likes to run and check back. Yeah, he is proper winger. So yeah, he looks a hell of a player. And obviously they got goals all over the pitch, haven't they? So many technicians you can score.
That's the thing when you got Bernardo Silva. If you don't have him, you got De Bruyne. If you don't have him,
you
got Phil Foden.
I think they've not had De Bruyne. Yeah, Foden's not been amazing this season, and they've not had De Bruyne, and you don't really notice. No. They still look so good.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, we'll go on Sterling in a minute, but Alvarez, he's playing as that 10, and he's just unreal.
His numbers are fantastic as well. Considering that he doesn't start every game, his numbers are so damn good.
I don't know. I think also, we've already touched on Chelsea. They're just crap at the moment, aren't they?
I am on that though, because there's a point on the docket I put down about Palmer, Casado, and Lavia regretting their decision. Sterling obviously definitely counts, but we talked about last season that I think he's going to be torn because I imagine it's intense playing under Pep Guardiola. So I understand why he want to leave. He's obviously gutted that they've won the treble without him because he could have left then, and it's like, yeah, I've cemented my legacy. Whereas now he's not going to be appreciated as much as other players would be because he wasn't there for the treble win. And Sterling was obviously there for a lot of years. It was a good servant. Pep liked him. I wondered if Sterling would struggle for games because I didn't think he was as good on the ball in terms of like ball playing ability as Pep likes, but he was really good playing as the last man, getting in the box, getting his tap-ins, that kind of thing, scoring from close range. So I do think he's probably thinking out of Chelsea, like, I've got one move left in me, but who's going to pay that money? Because I'm going to warrant 40 mil, 30, 40 mil, aren't I? You know, he's going to cost that, but his form has been atrocious. So yeah, it kind of feels that he's going to tail off in obscurity, which is really sad.
I mean, the only thing that could probably happen is if Sardi's still going as they are, he might, get a payday out there.
Yeah, which is a shame because he's always good at Man City, but yeah.
I don't take any notice.
No, I go out of my way not to because I don't want the journalists covering it to get any more hits. I'm sick of it. It plays into their hands.
I mean, I might have a look see how Al Etifak are getting on. Demario Gray's gone there.
Yeah,
see how they're getting on, but at the same time, Gerrard's in charge.
He scored. I think he scored for Jamaica. Demario Gray.
He's been scoring and set up a few goals. He's set up on Etifak's debut. I think he set up 2, maybe. I think it was on his Instagram. I mean, come on, mate. You're playing with farmers. Not even French farmers. These are Saudi Arabian farmers. You know what I mean? Oh, they're looking at the scorpions in the sand.
It's funny seeing so many players gaining a little bit of weight as well. Like Neymar's gained a lot of weight, and it's like he clearly just doesn't care anymore. He's just happy to have fun.
Fabrizio's a bit of a nonsense.
I know. Yeah, but it gets the clicks, doesn't it? They talk about it, and people want to see like a super team in Saudi, but it's going to run out eventually. Yeah, they're going to have a few years of dominance, but eventually that'll peter off because the money will stop.
China,
absolutely.
China started. Everyone wanted to go to China. Well, China wanted everybody. They got Oscar,
state run,
Hulk, and I think that was about it. Can't remember.
I
remember we sold a kid Tyus Brown into them for like 5-6 million. That was it. Do you know what I mean? It was like happy days. Never played for us. Take him.
It was a very weak attempt. They signed a few, but they. To be fair, Saudis have done a lot more than China did in terms of players they brought in, but I still can't see it last. Like I say, Messi didn't want to go there. I think a lot of players will rebuke Saudis. I'm not convinced it's going to be a thing to worry about in a few years.
No. One thing I did forget to mention though during our game, obviously Arsenal had a goal disallowed in the first half. Did you see it?
Yeah. I can't. You have to remind me.
So,
Martinelli.
Martinelli goal.
Yeah.
Deflection off of Beto, but the angle of the offside was a bit suspect.
Yeah.
The one that they showed on TV anyway.
Yeah, because was it Nketiah that got the ball back, but he was on? It looked like he was onside. Yeah, I thought.
So he's coming back from an offside position, and as he's crossing over, it's Mykolenko who's playing him on or playing him off.
Right.
And it is millimeters. You can't argue with VAR, can you? Not when it comes to offsides. That's all I'm saying.
clear cut these days.
Did you say rebuke or something? Is Ash taking the piss?
Is like is that a sexy word? Is that like a
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh well, I'm the Martinelli one that was. But anything else you want to talk about, Griffin, before we get into our predictions?
I think we got it. Yeah,
talk more stuff.
I think so.
But we're going to our predictions anyway. So Saturday, Palace Fulham.
I like Palace.
Win. Wow.
Yeah, I like Palace. They were good against us. So I was kind of thinking about going for a Palace win, but Fulham are also good. So I've been a coward and sat on the fence.
I mean, I like Marco Silva. That's the thing.
Yeah,
he was the right man at the wrong time for us.
Agreed.
And that's the issue with a lot of things with us at the end of the day. But yeah, I just like Fulham. I just like what he does.
It would be.
Wolves.
Yeah, I've been bold for this. I know. Well, I said, didn't I? I said that I think Luton are going to do something, so I've got to back it up with my predictions, and I think they will. Wolves. I think Wolves are still going to have an iffy season. They weren't terrible, but they actually were right against Liverpool.
We'll get to that one, Kev. Don't worry.
Yeah, go Luton. Let's see if they can do
it. City Forest.
Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah. You got them to score, Liam.
I know. Yeah, I just don't know. It's just weird because City, that team, they'll probably go 1-0. I mean, they went 1-0 down to West Ham, didn't they? During the win. So
yeah, true. Very true.
But,
yeah, they did. Yeah,
because it was Ward-Prowse scored again. But they're just weird, aren't they? Because they'll just batter someone, but still concede.
Yeah, and Edison's not the best goalkeeper when it comes to shot stopping. So yeah, it wouldn't be a total shock.
Brentford, Everton.
I've been kind, mate. I've been kind. I'll be honest, mate. I
was going to go for a 2-2, but Andy and Ash. Thanks for that one, guys. I might change my results now.
My thinking is like, you just got to get something. So I'm hoping that you'll get a kick up the ass after the Arsenal result, and then you might do something against Brentford. But I was being generous. I would rather have gone for a Brentford win.
Just hope Hull absolutely battle Leeds tomorrow. Sorry, Andy. But Burnley United.
Yeah.
All gone for a United win.
I know. I don't think Burnley are going to do a lot this season. I'm not convinced about that. I think they're going to struggle.
Is that for the United game, or do you do 1-0 to us? But
yeah.
I could see Burnley getting something, but you never know.
Same. It wouldn't surprise me either. They're going to be up for it. Yeah, it's a tough, to go into Turf Moor. Yeah, I could see.
Back in the day, was it Robbie Blake who scored past them 1-0?
Oh God, yeah, bringing it back.
This is going way back when they first got promoted.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. I still want Hull to win, Andy, not gonna lie. But North London derby. Everyone, apart from me again.
Thing is, I don't mind your draw because in these kind of games, I can imagine if it's 1-1, both teams might think, well, I don't want to lose this game by trying to win it, so let's just sit on that. So I could obviously see it being 1-1, but also Arsenal at home, they win majority of their home games, so I'm going on that basis.
I think it all depends on losing goal. I think the reason we went with Raya against us was the thinking of we was going to put the ball in the box, lump it forward, set pieces. We barely did any of that. But obviously Raya is a bit more commanding in the area than Ramsdale is, do you know what I mean?
I think he'll keep Raya in as well. I know
definitely.
A lot of fans will think Ramsdale's going to get a chance, but I actually think Raya is the one he wants more so. But he'll use Ramsdale in games where he thinks he can get away with it. I think Raya's the better goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, I reckon Raya's been signed for number 1, and he's got to try and ease him in eventually.
Exactly, because he's on loan, isn't he, right now? So they still need to buy him in the summer. But I think they probably will do. It looks like they want to.
Yeah. Brighton, Bournemouth. Andy let us down.
Yeah.
Deal, Andy.
Should be a home win, comfortable. Although Bournemouth weren't terrible on the weekend, but I think Brighton is so damn good.
Especially after the dismantling of United.
Exactly. And they deserved it. They were the better team.
Spanked Newcastle the other week as well.
One to watch. So, yeah, go Brighton. Okay, calm that down. I'll tell you that. Calm that down.
I mean, we all said that about Leicester, didn't we? We all said no chance about Leicester. I mean, if it comes through, I'd be happy for them. But
the Leicester, the planets had to align for Leicester to win the league. Because remember, Leicester had to not only win the league, but Tottenham, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Man United all had to have a bad season at the same time, and they actually did. Well, Tottenham obviously were up there, but it was, the planets had to align for Leicester to be there, because I think they won the title on like 85, 83 points, something like that. And you're not going to win titles on that point tally anymore, because Man City are going to hit 90, aren't they, every season pretty much. So Arsenal look like they're going to hit close to that too. So I think Brighton are going to be good, but I still think top 6 is good for Brighton.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, no disrespect to Brighton, but building at the moment, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they can become what we were. Do you know what I mean? That team that floats 6th, 7th, occasional 5th. And if they continue with that, they'll be happy. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, I agree with Kev, but at the same time, they tried their best to send us down last season, so I hope they liquidate.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they did. They grasped you up.
Chelsea Villa. Sorry, I've gone for a 2-1 Chelsea. They've got to do something at some stage. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think I got 1-1 because I'm too scared to go for a Villa win at Stamford Bridge, but I think we can legitimately get a point there and play well.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you got a win, but then that's why I've gone 2-1. I reckon it could be 2-1 either side.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's tough to win it. If it was a Villa Park, I'd say if it was a Villa Park, I'd say absolutely Villa win. But it's playing away to Chelsea are still a big club, even though they're dog shit this season. It's a big ask, because they get G'd up for games against bigger clubs, even though they'll lose at home to like a Forest or whatever. So I'm on the fence.
It's weird. You just said Villa are a big club. We've got West Ham. All gone for a home win, apart from Andy, who's gone for a West Ham draw.
Yeah, he respects West Ham.
Both of them are playing on Thursday night, so it could be an interesting one.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
I mean, didn't think about that at all.
That's half I'm worried about with Villa. We've obviously got the game on Thursday, and then we've got to travel away for a Premier League game, so that we could be tired. So yeah, I still think Liverpool are going to sneak a victory there at home. They've got enough firepower.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest issue with their midfield. Szoboszlai looks very, very good, but McAllister was dog against Wolves. He got caught out so much in the first half, and that's why they changed it in the second half. Yeah,
Klopp even admitted, he's like, we're still young and we're still working things out. So that's the thing. Liverpool can be beaten, but their attack is so good that if they can just get the ball to the front, that front four, they are probably going to win games on that alone. And then when they settle, that's when they'll be seen as contenders. But I think they can probably beat West Ham.
Not as high as mine, Kev. And last one, Sheffield, Newcastle. Ash thinks they're going to keep a clean sheet. We don't. We've all gone for Newcastle to win mine, but
Ash has gone crazy there after
Ash just fell off the offense and gone balls deep on it.
Frisky. He's gone frisky, hasn't he?
He has. Hang on, let me find it.
Yeah,
super frisky. Not frisky, super frisky.
I know Sheffield United aren't great, but they're at home, so I thought 2-1 Newcastle are going to be the better team. But they've got obviously Newcastle are coming back from Milan, aren't they? So I think we'll see if there's that European hangover.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only saying this so I can put this up, but I'd love it if you got something against them. But yeah, that's purely because I've just seen it there. But it is what it is. 2-1. Really?
I'm torn with it.
Sheffield will be a difficult place to go, and I'm glad that we've played them already. I mean, we got a point. Should have got all 3. Nearly lost it in the last minute. But it's one of them places you don't want to go to at the end of the season when they're fighting for it. You can get it ticked off early. Like with Luton.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know when we play them, but that will be a cold run as well. Do you know what I mean? Because
you want those dead rubbers, don't you, at the end of the season?
yeah, you want those games where it's going to be difficult. I mean, we used to be that place, but now we're just handing out 3 points like we're a speed camera.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But I mean, that's everything. Anything to add on, Crippy?
Well, I don't know about you, Liam, but I think this is the best pod we've ever done. You know, just a coincidence. It's just me and you, but I think this is one of the best pods ever.
It's very, very weird.
Yeah, gone smoothly.
Yes, he has. Well, he stepped down from Huddersfield. They're playing tonight or tomorrow, aren't they? But they've just been taken over because one of my mates is a Huddersfield fan, so I was asking him about it.
Yeah.
And the reason is so they've been taken over, and Warnock was there to ease them into the club apparently, which makes no sense because he's done all his transfer window and transfer
definitely business. A lie. Yeah.
And apparently, just talk for a minute. Because I'm going to find out who he said is going to be the manager or apparent manager because he sent it me.
Yeah, I never get convinced with the one because obviously he says so many times he's going to pack it in, and he's like, "Oh, I just couldn't stay away from the game," and it's like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah, he'll pop up on TikTok in a couple of years' time, just doing a little bike ride.
He is. Well, I know he is kind of funny on Twitter. I got to say, it does make me laugh sometimes. He's quite self-aware now. He knows that people find him funny, so he does come out with this stuff. But yeah, so, I'm not.
According to my mate, it is someone called Jill Ellis. She used to be the manager of America.
Okay. She's
linked with the job.
Right. Interesting.
Very, very weird if it does happen.
Yeah. Got to keep riffing, Ash. Keep riffing while he looks.
I don't know. I mean, obviously he's a Leeds fan, but
yeah,
it's not Huddersfield and Sheffield, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, he loves them really. You should see what he says in our group chat. Apparently he's getting a tattoo of them. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Obviously we'll be back next week. I think Andy's still at work. Ash is probably, got his tissues cleaned up by then, so he should be back as well. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you next week.